Aaron Nola. What? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies at Steel Media Jerry Cap, and tonight's game into the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves as the Phillies lose 6-3 to the Braves as they drop the second game of this three-game series. And if you ever have a rubber match tomorrow at 12:35. Nice guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please do engage bell. Please like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. And let's get into this. So Aaron Nola with not a very good start tonight, right? I mean, he just really got hit around by the Atlanta Braves, and our offense just continues to kind of struggle, right? I mean, we got to see a Kyle Schwarber solo home run. We got to see a JT to a two-run shot that meant nothing against Will Smith. But JT still continues to stay out there, right? I mean, he still has just been playing such better baseball, recently over the past month or so. So that simply cannot be ignored. But I mean, Nick Castellanos continues to do nothing. I mean, it's just pretty much the same old story. This kind of, it kind of seems like the Phillies just kind of went back to their ways against the, the Chicago Cubs series this weekend. But I mean, even last night, I mean, we had a lot of sloppy play, and luckily Bryson started that 3-run home run. Of course, if he didn't do that, we would have lost. So it wasn't like, we blew out the Atlanta Braves last night. Let's pick up the scoring summary here. In the top of the first inning, Austin Riley doubles on a sharp line drive to center field. Dansby Swanson comes around to score, and it's 1-0 Atlanta here in the first. So it didn't take long for the Atlanta Braves to hit Aaron Nola, right? I mean, it was just there in the top of the first. Riley with his 26th double of the season. You just don't hear enough about this guy. Of course, he was an All-Star. He almost was snubbed from the All-Star team. Of course, he wasn't the original snub, but then he was able to get on due to some injuries and things like that. But, I mean, this guy is so underrated. He's one of the best third basemen in baseball. So, I mean, this guy is no joke, right? So, he puts the Braves in front 1-0. Then we pick it up here in the top of the third inning. Michael Harris II continues to be a bright spot for this Atlanta Braves team, as he homers on a fly ball to right center field, his 9th of the season, a solo shot off of Aaron Nola. Of course, there you go right there, an Aaron Nola home run. We got to see a lot of it the past few years, right? With the hanging breaking ball, the beach ball, the changeup looks dead. I mean, so that's why the home runs were usually up. But again, I mean, sometimes he's going to have an off night. I mean, and he did tonight. I mean, the home runs have still been down this year. That's definitely, still been good for him, but unfortunately he doesn't allow one here. Harris, the second 9th home run of the season, 2-0 Atlanta. So here you go right there. I mean, it just wasn't a good start, for the Phils. And then we pick it up here in the top of the fourth inning. Eddie Rosario singles on a sharp line drive to right field. Austin Riley comes around to score, and it's now 3-0 Braves. So the Chop now leads it by 3. It wasn't like this was like this one inning and they scored all these runs. I mean, they were just doing it in phases, right? They just were doing it in a very slow process. And meanwhile, while the Phils were up at the plate in the bottom of the inning, they were doing nothing. They just were so lousy again tonight at the plate. Just very, very dejecting to see. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Matt Olson homers on a fly ball to center field. A 2-run shot also scores Dansby Swanson. Olson's 19th home run of the season. 5-0 Atlanta. So Matt Olson, I mean, words of Jack Fitzpatrick, feels like a loss. I mean, just to put the tweet, feels like a loss. I mean, that's what you felt like at this point of all. You even kind of felt like a loss, with the Edwards RBR single. I mean, it just kind of set a tone in this game, and it really felt out of reach when Matt Olson hit that 2-run shot. So 19 home runs for Olson on the season, 5-0 Atlanta off of Aaron Nola. And as we talked about going in, right? I said it, Slida said it, Sergeant Gibby said it. I mean, the Phillies had the, definitely the favorable odds going into this ball game, and they came on the other side, with the different result, right? So the Braves with the upset tonight, I'd say. They got Spencer Strider, who's been great, a great rookie for them. This is a guy that usually doesn't go very deep. Around 5-6 innings, he went much more than that tonight, and Aaron Nola, a guy that usually does pretty well against the Atlanta Braves. Just wasn't there tonight, unfortunately. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Of course, I was live streaming this, and I called this on this little live stream. Kyle Schwarber homers on a fly ball to center field. A solo shot, his 31st of the season, 60 RBI now. 8 of his last 10 hits have been home runs. Think about that. I mean, a lot of solo home runs, too. I mean, I've never seen a team hit as many solo home runs as the Phillies. I mean, we have to be towards the top in the league in solo home runs. I never have seen a team hit so many solo home runs in my life. So a 5-1 ball game now as the Phillies gun on the board. Kyle Schwarber hitting 203, but man, the home runs are certainly there for him. I mean, it's just bizarre. It is just bizarre. I mean, I've not seen anything like this in quite some time, on the Phillies, that's for sure. So off of Spencer Strider to, avoid the shutout. We pick it up here in the top of the ninth inning. Michael Harris, the second, does it again as he doubles on a sharp line drive to right field. Eddie Rosario comes around to score as the Braves get that run back. Later on, it's now a 6-1 Braves lead. Michael Harris, the second, as I talked about, not a guy you really hear too much about, right? So he continues to hurt this Phillies team. So this guy definitely has their number for sure. Now a 5-run lead once again for the Atlanta Braves. Let me pick it up here in the bottom of the ninth inning. J.T. Realmuto, stay hot, my friend, as he homers on a fly ball to left field. A 2-run shot also scores Rhys Hoskins off of the horrible Will Smith, Slitter's favorite player, right? I mean, he is not a fan of Will Smith, that is for sure. I mean, Will Smith, the guy that was great in the postseason for the Braves last year, has just been terrible in the regular season for the Atlanta Braves this year for whatever reason. Why? Phillies is now down by 3, a 6-3 ball game as the Braves still lead. And then they would bring in Caley Jansen, and he was able to get the job done. It seemed like Brian Snitker just was doing whatever he could to try to let Will Smith finish that inning, and unfortunately for Brian Snitker, it just didn't work out that way, but he was able to have Caley Jansen come in and finish the job as he did. 6-3 Braves is your final score. They win the second game of this 3-game series. Not really that surprising. I mean, this Phillies team, what they showed us in that Chicago Cubs series, I mean, the offense is being so inconsistent. Of course, another error tonight. I mean, I just... do you remember the beginning of the season? Remember, defense doesn't matter. That's what everyone's saying. Oh, defense doesn't matter. I mean, defense, of course defense matters. That's just ridiculous. Kind of short, but it was a big one. That home run to center field, another solo shot. But as I said, it's hitting 203. I mean, the walks just haven't been there recently. He needs to work on that. An 808 OPS for Schwarber, 60 RBI now. How about that? I mean, just hit for a higher average. That's all I got to say about Kyle Schwarber. Just hit for a higher average. But, I mean, that's just nuts. 8 of his last 10 hits have been home runs. Think about that. That is just crazy. And Rhys Hoskins out of the 2-hole collects a knock. And also scores one of the Phillies 3 runs tonight, a 242 average for Rhys. And I want to talk more about this morning. I mean, somebody commented, said, when I talked about the Yohan Camargo throwing error, granted, that was not a very good throw. But I went back, and of course, I was at the game, and I didn't really get the best angle. I mean, of course, I was out in right field, but I went back and watched that replay on the TV feed. I mean, that was horrible. I mean, I definitely would blame Rhys Hoskins more than I would blame Yohan Camargo. I mean, the ball's over here. He steps over here and then reaches out. I mean, you're a professional baseball player. Get in front of the baseball. Get in front of the baseball. JT Mitchell only, but it was a big one. The 2-run shot to left field. They carried out off of Will Smith. Another walk for JT. 254 average. That OPS just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. Now it's 733. 733 OPS for JT. It just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. 42 RBIs now for Realmuto. Derek Hall, hit his performance tonight. Not the best night, that's for sure. Of course, he strikes out just on 3 pitches against the terrible Will Smith. Nick Castellanos hit his performance tonight, but he was able to draw a log, which you don't really see too often. It really didn't really help his OPS too much, as it still sits at 656. Think about it. I mean, think about that. Let me just say, so he's hitting 246 right now. Just think about that. I mean, if you just average that up to 250, let's say, and then you get Kyle Schwarber's average, which is 203, you just average that down to 200. Nick Castellanos is nearly hitting 50 points higher than Kyle Schwarber. And look at his OPS. Look at his OPS, nearly 150 points lower. 150 points lower. I mean, that is insane. That is insane. And Slinda said to me tonight, he said, why do you value OPS so much? Well, there you go right there. That's the example I should have used. Bryson Stott, after having a 5 RBI night the night before, comes back out and has a hitless performance. We saw nothing out of him. A 193 average for Stott. Alabama, another 2 knocks tonight. But of course they were 2 singles. As I talked about in this little live stream, of course I'm a huge fan of what Alec Bohm is doing now, hitting 290 on the year, 723 OPS now. But I mean, this is a singles hitter. I hate to sound negative because I really want to pat this guy in the back and say, but listen, I am proud of what he's done. I'm glad he's hitting the baseball. I'm glad he's making contact. I love that. I'm not degrading what he's doing. I know it may sound like I am, but I'm not. I'm not degrading what Alec Bohm has done. I'm a big fan of what he's done. I'm glad he's putting the bat on the ball. I'm glad he's hitting for a high average. But I'm just here to say, hey, he's not really ranking up those extra base hits. Only 14 doubles on the year, only 6 home runs. Of course, he's not a power hitter, but he has 37 RBI. So another guy creeping up on that 40 mark. We got a lot of guys on this team that are going to have 40 plus RBIs, which is pretty cool. Of course, they just keep getting higher and higher and higher. Al Pump, keep up the good work, my friend. And Didi, of course, we saw nothing out of him tonight, as always. A 221 average for Didi. Do nothing Didi. Of course, he doesn't do anything. Matt Vierling, also in that performance, he's definitely cooled off. A bright spot that was on this team for a while has started to simmer down a little bit. So the center field position continues to be a disappointment for this Phillies team. But I definitely do believe that Matt Vierling is still the best option for the Phils. It's just kind of getting to be a little bit interesting. We got Spencer Strider on the mound, a right-hander. And we did not see DomingoHerrera. So there you go. It seems like Rob Thompson finally took my advice. He finally took my advice. Stop worrying about the righty-lefty when it comes to Herrera and Vierling, and just play Vierling out there every single day. What do you have to lose? And of course, Vierling didn't do anything tonight, but I guarantee, I don't think it would have been a different result if DomingoHerrera would have been out there. I'm just saying, you don't ever see DomingoHerrera anymore. They are done with him. I wouldn't be surprised if he was DFA'd when Segura comes back. I mean, DomingoHerrera's done. I mean, he is done. Maybe not just because of the center field position just being such a weak point. That's maybe the only reason maybe I'd hold back. From saying that, but I mean, he's definitely in danger. I mean, you have not seen, he's been buried on the bench. He's been buried on the bench. You don't ever see DomingoHerrera anymore. Aaron Nola, 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all 5 are earned, 1 walk-in, 7 strikeouts, a 3.32 ERA for Aaron Nola as it jumps up. He gets smacked with a loss. Deservingly so. He wasn't very good. 6-8 now on the season. Again, I mean, he just, his stuff really wasn't like, I'm not going to say it was terrible. He just kind of did it in phases. It wasn't like the Kyle Gibson, Zach Eflin, oh my gosh, it was just that 1 inning he allowed, 4 or 5 runs. I mean, it was kind of just spread out, just consistently. He just struggled tonight. At times, as I said, his stuff looked pretty good at times. I mean, he averaged a strikeout more than every inning. So you got to be doing something right if you're doing something like that. There just were times where his stuff was just catching way too much to the plate. So he allows 2 home runs tonight to Olson and Michael Harris II. So that's a problem. I mean, when Aaron Nola allows the long ball, it's usually not going to be a good night for him. I mean, the long ball has been a big problem that has bit Aaron Nola in the back in the past. As I discussed, even back in 2019, last year really hurt him. When Aaron Nola allows the long ball, it's usually not a very good thing for him. 6-8 now in the year. Jerry's familiar, pretty decent. Top of the 7th inning, despite allowing it, also striking out 1. And Corey Knebel, I don't know why in the heck you're using Corey Knebel here. I mean, I understand you want to have him see some time, but that was pretty much the only high leverage reliever they used tonight. So I mean, of course, we do have Brad Hand available tomorrow. Of course, we have Serenity Dominguez available tomorrow. Connor Brogdon available tomorrow. So it's not like we're depleted tomorrow at all. Corey Knebel, 1 inning, and he was also able to collect a strikeout, a 2.79 ERA. Continues to just be dialed in that setup role. Nick Nelson, an inning, 2 hits, 1 run was earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. A 3.94 ERA for Nelson. That was the perfect time to use him because the damage was already done. I mean, everybody knew we lost that game at that point, so it just didn't really matter. Another, just boring Phillies loss. So now 50-47 now on the year, just 3 above 500, 12.35 the first pitch tomorrow, rubber game. Morton 5-4 with a 4.20 ERA going against Kyle Gibson. 5-4 with a 4.69 ERA. I think tomorrow's going to be a high-scoring affair. I said that to Slita. I said I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, and I just don't really see this Phillies team coming out on top. Of course, anything can happen in baseball. You and I both know that. I just kind of get the vibe that I don't think we're going to win tomorrow. But I really hope I'm wrong. We have had some success against Charlie Morton, in the past. Remember last May at Truist Park, we were able to take him out of the ballgame in the first inning. So don't count this Phillies team out. I'm pretty confident. I'll be on tomorrow afternoon saying, last night I said Kyle Gibson will run into trouble, have that 1 inning, he'll step in quicksand, and then he'll be taken out because he just can't get out of the inning. So wait for that tomorrow. He'll be cruising for the first 2 or 3. He'll head in the top of the 4th inning, and he will just get absolutely shelled. That's what always happens with this guy. It's either the 5th or it's either like the 4th, 5th, or 6th inning. He always does this. It's seemingly every start. It drives me crazy. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please don't engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hanson Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Hanson Media. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshansonmedia@gmail.com. Morton and Gibson. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils. I'll see you guys.